Good morning. Welcome to a beautiful Wednesday morning here in Greenville, Texas. It is July 16th, 2025, and you are about to experience episode number 237 of Insurance Questions Podcast. And today's our podcast, our first host. What is this? Is it a host or is it a sponsor, Don? What is it?
We're not
I'm new to this podcast.
It's a sponsor. It's a sponsor. Scony.
Our friend at Scony. For real this time. It's skoni.com. Scony's spikeless golf shoes, the ultimate blend of style, comfort, and functionality, perfect for on and off the course. Redefining golf footwear with innovative design, exceptional performance, and all-day comfort. And because you are a wonderful member of our podcast family, when you check out, you can use the promo code Buffalo for 15% off. Very nice. Here we go, Donnie Lowe.
All right.
How are you today, buddy boy?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Now, I know you get a kick out of the thumbnails and the logos that I come up with.
I do.
And today, I wanted to talk about transportation. Because there's so many people that work in the transportation industry, whether it is, buses, trains, cabs, Uber, people on boats, aliens on spaceships.
I thought you were going to say trains, planes, and automobiles.
No, we'll get sued for that.
Oh. Trains, planes, and cars.
So what's really weird is, first of all the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Lowe are purely for entertainment purposes. Do your shizzy, Don. I'm screwing you off. I'm sorry, buddy.
That's all right. Thanks again for joining us, everybody. Welcome. The best way to experience the podcast is if you go to EBI Media Insurance Questions Podcast on our YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe there. Let your friends know about it.
Hit the button.
Hit the button. Hit the button. And you can really, that is the best way, because you can see Eddie's logos that he comes up with, video clips that we play, other photos, and just you can see Eddie's antics on the screen. If you're listening to the podcast, we are on 49 different podcast depositories. So like, share, and subscribe wherever you're listening. We appreciate that. You can hit the fan mail button. That will send a direct link to us via email, and you can have questions in there, any insurance related questions. You can put in suggestions for future topics or anything that you want to learn about, or just to say hello. So I have to come up with a different name than TikTokers. So all of our friends on TikTok that want to watch us live, you can do so on TikTok. We're on live about 15 minutes before the show, during the show, and after the show. And you can see Eddie working his magic behind the scenes, pressing those keyboard keys and all of that. And we kind of banter back and forth, and we like to say hello to you. So thank you for joining us that way. And as always, thank you for taking time out of your day to spend it with us.
Well, it's funny, Don. We kind of going in a weird direction here, especially with the logo. And there's a reason I did all the transportation. So my buddy Gordon that I talk to every morning, he is a psychologist, and he was a psychologist that helped guys that were in the Army. And he taught a lot about perception. In Buffalo, you might call it one thing, and you're someplace else and something totally different. Like shopping carts are buggies here in Texas.
Oh, isn't that funny? Yeah, I've heard that in Florida too.
And when I'm thinking about transportation, it's all perception. I mean, you're in Texas, everything's far. If you hear something's an hour away, it's close.
That's crazy.
I used to bitch about going 15, 20 minutes in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But the perception I'm talking about is that Buffalo, that guy's got to take a bus who can't afford a car. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
When I lived in Boston, Boston, Massachusetts is considered the most walkable city ever. I mean, it took me 10 minutes to walk from my apartment in Charlestown to downtown Boston by the Boston Garden. In Philly, you just hope for the best. Because it's a rough town. It is a rough town. But same thing like New Jersey. I mean, everything's, not super far, but a little bit more like Buffalo. You need a car,
Yeah.
So the reason I wanted to talk about that is because so many people are working poor right now, meaning that they're going week to week, paycheck to paycheck,
Yeah.
hoping nothing horrible happens.
I know.
And there's a perception out there that, oh, what am I going to do about it? And we did recently team up with Combined Insurance, and we're going to start talking about their Worksite product. What do I mean by a Worksite product? What does that look like, and what does it actually mean to our viewers, John?
Well, so when you hear the term Worksite, what it means is if you're working for for somebody, for a business, an employer, and they offer or don't offer benefits, Worksite is, hey, we can for the employer offer benefits to your employees that, and just about all the cases, I would say most cases, just to play it safe, you can have those benefits payroll deducted at a much lower rate than if you were to go out on your own to try to purchase those benefits. So whether it's whole life insurance, or as Ed's got on the screen here, accident insurance, or any other type of supplemental insurance, you can have that benefit of paying through your payroll, having it deducted. And the beauty of that is that should you decide to leave that employer, or should you decide to retire, or just do something else, you can bring those benefits with you and just pay on your own then, instead of payroll deducted. So you will not lose those benefits, and the pricing will stay the same. And that's the biggest part of it.
So with Combined, say if I'm a business owner and I don't really want your stuff done, is there any incentive for me to let you talk to my people? Do you know? Because I know you're new to the business at Combined, and I can handle this. I'm kind of leading you to water on this.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you are, but I think one of the benefits is of an employer offering things like a benefit like this is that it helps you to, if you're trying to recruit new employees, it helps you to
100%.
retain employees, because you're offering them some great benefits that they may or may not be able to get at a different employer. So
And like what Donnie said, it's very important that this stuff is portable, meaning that if you decide to put on a new shirt and go work elsewhere, you can take this coverage with you, and 100%. We've seen this back home, in Buffalo with trucking companies. I mean, right now, you could work for Donnie's trucking company or Eddie's trucking company. They both pay the same, so just pick. But guess what Donnie's company offers that cheapo Eddie doesn't? You get $50,000 of insurance just because you're an employee.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's going to totally make that person's decision, but it's sure going to help when they're getting an added value to working someplace if the pay is going to be the same and it's the same job.
Yeah, and the employer can pay for these benefits as well. They
Right.
don't have to, but they can.
And what Combined Insurance and Chubb does is that if you are a business owner, just because you get to come, that you're letting us in your shop and talk to your people, we're going to give you a list of 6 insurance products, and we're going to say pick 3, and we're going to give those to you for free. What do you think about that, Don?
I think that's great, but unfortunately, I don't believe that's available in the state of New York.
Gotta move, Don. You gotta move, buddy boy.
Let's pick up everybody and move to a different state, and so they can get those benefits. But that's incredible, and I feel terrible that we can't offer that benefit. And
why don't you talk to like the government in New York and see how that works out for you?
Yeah. I'm still on hold from last week.
Sicily. He was born in America. Would you be really sad if you got deported to Sicily, Don? I don't think so.
I would love to go visit Sicily.
You got to go there. We're kicking you out, Don. You got.
Okay, I'll go.
Now, let me ask you this. What does it cost these businesses for us to set this up for them?
You know, it's a big round number. And
$100, $1,000, $1 million.
$1 million.
There he goes with his Dr. Evil again.
Nothing. It doesn't cost anything. The only cost is just add in that deduction in the payroll system, which is typically not a cost at all.
You know, and if you want it to go smoothly, whether you're the business owner or whether you're the agent and you haven't set up large groups before, there's not a lot of information you need, but you do need a few things. What are a few of those things that they need to get this set up for them, Don?
So one of the big things that we need is what's referred to as a census. And basically it's just a listing of all your employees, what their salary, or whether it's hourly or yearly, whatever it is, what they're making, how many hours a week they work, and what their title is, as far as what their work role is. And that's pretty much it. We need to know the industry that you're in.
Roster is important. The more information you can give us on that roster, name, date of birth, phone number, if they have an email, that is like gold, because it makes our job so much easier. And it's funny because like the different companies we worked at, they've asked for like 3 of the 4, but never the email. And there's so many people in this generation, and even a little older generations, that they're not going to pick up their phone. They're going to screen their calls, but they're going to answer their emails.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So it's very important. Like it's asking's free, It isn't like we're asking for like, oh, give me your social, give me this, give me your firstborn. No, name, address, how old you are, and if you have an valid email address.
Right. And gender.
I don't worry about gender, Don. You're a beautiful young lady, and we're going to keep it like that.
Boy George.
I love your flowing hair. Oh, we're going to talk about yesterday's show. Are you Jimmy? Do you think Boy George is a chick? Is that where we're going with this?
No.
So I heard a rumor, but what I want to do first is I want to talk about our second sponsor before we get into that rumor. And you know them, you love them. It is our wonderful friends that Donnie doesn't want his wife to know about.
Must be Kate Waltman.
And Katie Waltman Jewelers. It's spelled out KatieWaltman.com. Katie Waltman Jewelers offers elegant handcrafted pieces from stackable rings and gold-filled bracelets to personalized charm necklaces featured in L in style, Oprah.com, and worn by celebrities like Molly Sims, and of course, the one, the only, Donnie Lowe. Enjoy an exclusive discount because you're a member of our podcast family. When you go to check out, you are going to get an additional 20% off by using the promo code Buffalo. And, I really could not understand why out of all our sponsors, this is, the by far most popular one. And I kind of get it. I mean, they got really cool stuff. They have bracelets, women's clothing, earrings, women's accessories. Not sure about the length. I'll tell you how to get size for yourself. What's cool about it, Don, is that they have a sales section. They got kids stuff too. So if you're looking at some of the discounts like we did the one day, like this woman's top, $68 normally. It's on sale for $9.99. And you get the 20% discount.
That's incredible.
So maybe you can just like show your wife just this page, Don. And they have beautiful dresses. Really I want to see what the hell they mean by, they got kids' clothing, bracelets, necklaces, baby products, and a kid sale. They're selling kids. Oh, no, I don't think so.
No, you can't say that.
Which one you want to buy? Oh, those are cute outfits for the kids,
Yeah. Those are.
I can see you dropping some coin on this website, especially when you see the discounts and then the additional 20% off. Look, and you can even enter your email and get another 5% off. So we are very happy with the partnership we have with Katie Waltman Jewelers. Check them out at katiewaltmanjewelers.com. I'm sure you're going to find something you want. And just please remember to use the promo code Buffalo so you get that additional 20% off. Sign up your email, you'll get another 25% off. So that's fantastic. So let's get back to the matter at hand, Don. And that is, what were we talking about again? I forget.
Worksite.
Worksite, yes.
And you had an announcement or something.
I heard a rumor that Combined Insurance is starting a pilot program that they picked one individual, and say if your employer really doesn't want to do this, they have no interest in helping their employees, they're just lazy and they don't want to help you out, and you want this coverage, this one person in America can sell you worksite insurance if you're an individual. Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is, Don? Is it you?
It's not me. Is it President Trump?
Let me see. Eddie, Donnie, we love everything at Combined, but we got to work on this. We're going to anoint Eddie Buffalo as the only person in America that can sell worksite to individuals. And
wow.
That's true. That's true,
Yeah,
Don.
that's amazing.
And
you just signed it into law with your marker.
I did.
Your negotiation.
You're right on the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that. So somebody's asking me questions. Hold please, because our customers come first.
Hold please.
Tomorrow, there's always tomorrow. I'll take your application that day. I have a customer that has been dying for the out-of-pocket minimizer.
Oh, yes.
I need an iPad, and I do not have an iPad. So they're sending me an iPad tomorrow from Combined, and I'll be off and running, signing up as many people as I can for insurance. And also, we have spent since last week starting to recruit, and you really don't understand the value of networking sometimes. And networking could be anything. It could be like when you used to go to BNI, Don. I used to go to the one in McKinney, to LinkedIn, something that's very easy to do. I know we ended up getting a list from Combined, excuse me, life insurance agents and brokers in Texas, and we started recruiting them. And what was really cool about them is that a lot of them had their LinkedIn link right on there,
Yes.
And then Eddie Buffalo thought, I have thousands of people follow me on LinkedIn. Maybe I should start talking to them. And I've had a great response from people,
That's great.
And the one thing that we need to talk about is education, because a lot of times, it's like, I don't want it. No, thank you. And I knew somebody that said no, thank you to me. And I said, really, Joe? Out of all the people that I talked to, I thought you would understand the value that you're going to give to your customers. And guess who's going to come work with us, Don?
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah. So, we're not asking you to leave where you are. We just want to give you another tool for your toolbox to give the best products to your customers. Like I said, me and Donnie, what we've done here at EBI Agency is that we've teamed up with Company for Life Insurance, Term Insurance, Whole Life, teamed up with another company for annuities, because to me, they have the best annuities right now. I mean, that could change in the future. Same thing with the insurance. But for Worksite, we could have went with a lot of other companies, but there's so much added value for our customers working with Combined, not only for Worksite, but like for the out-of-pocket minimizer to get rid of your copays, that it was something that we felt we had to do. And we are very happy that we teamed up with Combined Insurance.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And they do offer products in New York State, just not all the products.
So how exciting is it for you, Don? I mean, we're with a company that started in 1792. How old were you then? You got to see the beginning, and now you get to work for them.
It is an amazing experience. To go with them, you know, through all these years, experience all that's happened in the country and in the world since 1792. It's amazing.
So it's so funny because I have 4 people are like, "Did you get your iPad? I want to get that insurance." When's the last time you've heard an insurance agent said people are waiting to buy stuff from me?
I know.
You know, I think it's my sparkling personality, Don. No, it's the product. The products are fantastic.
That's right. That's right.
And
It's
I
the
am
service.
not going to sell you what's going to be good for my pocket. I'm going to sell you what's good for you and your family. That's going to protect you the most. Because I had a run-in with an agent that did a call for me. And it went down in flames, the sale. Do you know why that is, Don?
Why is that?
They tried to upsell my customer.
Uh,
I get where he was going. He probably thought he was doing a good thing and helping me out. But we've said this a million times, and we totally mean it. We're not going to sell you something just because we're going to get a better commission on it. We're going to sell you something that makes sense to you, is good for your family, and something you can afford. Because I've seen in Worksite where a lot of these different companies will offer, it's like a la carte. You want this, you want this, you want this, you want this when you're signing up at your job. And it all sounds fantastic. Like, yes, 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 yes. And then they get everything. And then they get their first paycheck and they see how much money came on. They're like, oh, I don't want any of this.
even though we tell them, you know, and
Oh my God,
verify,
yeah.
are you sure this is going to be X amount of dollars out, you know?
100%, because, you know, coverage is only if you can afford it. You know what I mean? I don't want to cause a burden by protecting your family. We'll figure out something that'll work for you.
Right, right. And I think again, and not that you mock me, but you mention it.
What, you don't like saying sales?
Because we're here to educate people and present different ideas for them. And if something's going to work for them and they say, well, you know what, A sounds better than B. And then it's our role to say, yes, it does. But based on what your needs and wants are, why don't we take another look at B? And it might even save you a few dollars, you know? So
well, that goes back to a story I've told a million times to you and to recruits, is that when I started in the business, the way they would teach you how to present products and insurance would be a 3-choice close, where it's like, okay, Donnie, I showed you $100,000 of whole life insurance, $200,000 of whole life insurance, and $300,000 of life insurance. You know, which one do you think works the best for you? And then I would set up, and then I would wait for Donnie to respond. And the longest I've waited for somebody to respond is 45 minutes. That was my record.
that's a long time.
And then they're like, if they get to the point where it's like, I really don't know, can you tell me which one's better? And I would always point to the middle one, because the lower one's not enough. The higher one is going to cost you more money. You might need it, but it's going to cost you more money. Mm-hmm. And I would say, you know, the middle one's a no-brainer. And I will never, ever, ever say that again.
That's
and
right.
Going to all the agents out here, learn from Dummy Eddie Buffalo. Because I was presenting to a gentleman, nice dude, super nice guy, but you could see when you're explaining stuff to people if they get it or they don't. You know, I mean, the biggest part is, you know they need it.
Right.
You know, and you're just trying to see what fits, because like Donnie says, one size does not fit all. So I said,
Very
well,
true.
the middle one, it's a no-brainer. He goes, stop it. I go, why? What did I do? He goes, you're making me feel really stupid because I don't understand this stuff. And you tell me it's a no-brainer, and I don't know that that's true. And I kind of wonder to myself how, if I in the past have offended people by saying something like that,
Right. Without realizing it,
Exactly. To me, it was an innocent thing that I've heard a million people say a million times. But like Donnie said, it's not one size fit all. And another thing, I'm speaking to the agents out there, is that we talk about insurance and financial products all the time, where it's muscle memory. We talked about boxing, muscle memory, that you're used to talking about this stuff all the time. I mean, you got to remember, sometimes when you talk to someone, that might be the first and last time they ever talk to anybody about insurance.
That's true.
So whether you do a great job or a bad job, guess what they're going to remember? Whatever transpired.
That's right. That's right. And this industry too is so prone for acronyms. It's
Mhm.
mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And then every company has their own nuances with the acronyms. So if you say, "Wow, we've got a great IUL, the rates are doing good, and our fees are incredible," and your head spins like, what's an IUL? What's a fee? I don't. I'm lost. You know.
Last week, Don, I talked to a nurse from Texas, and she said, "Do you mind answering me some questions?" I'm sure. She's like, "How do I know how much insurance I need?" And I go, "Well, how much do you have through work?" And she was like, "I have no idea." I go, "Well, if you work for a large hospital, more than likely they're giving you some type of insurance." Well, how do I find that out? I go, "You just got to get a hold of your human resource person
Right.
and find out if you indeed do have insurance. Find out how much it is, and then ask two questions. Number one, can I get more?" Because a lot of hospitals and larger institutions will let their employees get more than what they're offering
Right.
and max it out. Because me and Donnie cannot sell anything cheaper than that plan.
Right.
Because it's all predicated on the number of people that are in this institution. And if it's a hospital, there's a poop load of people that work there. When you think about hospitals, you don't think about everything. I mean, you got your nurses, your doctors, your physical therapy people, your respiratory therapy, your phlebotomists, people that work in the cafeteria, the cooks, the laundry, and it just goes on and on. The people that run the phone system, So you're talking about an army of people, and the more people you have at these work sites, the lower the price is going to be. So the question I would like I said, the two questions: am I maxed out? Can I get more? And if you can, great. Max it out, baby. Get as much as you can from them, because you're not going to get any cheaper than anybody else. And number two, ask them if it's portable. What do I mean by that, Don?
It means should you end up leaving your employer or retire or you get laid off, can you bring those benefits with you? And I think to your point, because I know we're getting close to the end of the show here. When somebody asks, well, how much insurance do I need? That's why you really should sit down with somebody. And like what we do is we walk you through, well, what is your income? What liabilities do you have? What are your expenses? And then, what is your vision? Do you have children, no children? Are they younger, older, etc.? We kind of gather all that information, and then we'll come up with a recommendation for you to say, in order to satisfy what your needs are, that you're telling us what your needs are, this is the amount that you need.
I'll be cool, Don. I just want the facts. You just tell me, what's going on here. Because the more information you tell us, the more we're going to be able to put together a plan that's tailored just for you.
That's right. That's right.
The worst one I always had is like, and a lot of these products, you don't have to ask this, but trying to ask a lady their weight is like the worst thing to do. you know, and I've only had one person's like, no, I'm not, none of your business. I go, well, I got to go then. She goes, wait, what do you mean? I go, I have to know what you weigh on my application. I see you. You know, if you say you're 115 and you're 300, then I'm a liar when I'm doing this. And I'm not going to be a liar for anybody, you know? So she chuckled at that and told me how much she weighed. I don't care if you lie to me. When you get if you have to get a physical, they're going to find out how much you weigh anyways.
Just give me a number.
All right.
And we don't always have to ask. It depends.
No, a lot of these products you do not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I had a guy, so one time I was sitting there listening, and I'm like, what? The lady didn't want to tell him how much she weighed. She goes, oh, I'm a little bit overweight. He goes, we'll just make you a little taller. It'll work out. I'm like, what? I will not do that for anybody. I'm sorry. I don't even care if you're a family member. It ain't happening. You know? So I hope this was valuable information for everybody. I know we're kind of like feeding everybody with a fire hose a lot of times when we do these shows, but that's why we picked one topic to try to explain as much as I can. And I hate it when people say, well, dumb it down for the people. No. I dumb it down for myself. I try to figure out how I can understand it. And if I can understand it, you know, more than likely that person's going to understand it too. I mean, like the old saying, Don, when we first started in the business, how do you explain the difference between term insurance and home insurance?
Right.
You know, and I hated what he said, but it's so true. You know, it's like term insurance, die to win. You ain't gonna get no money unless you die. Whole insurance, you keep living, you're gonna make more money on your dividends. And that has stuck with me. Tom, love you, buddy. Up in heaven now, but I didn't like him at the time because I thought he was bossy, but he taught me a lot, you know. And that's a good point to say. I try to absorb as much as I can, because once you think you know everything in this industry, you don't know nothing.
That's true.
Because if you're a one-trick pony and that's all you want to sell, and don't get me wrong, I love selling annuities, you know, but that's not the only thing I sell.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it seems like in this business, everybody finds their niche of what they like selling, and you kind of lean on that, you know? So, like I said, I hope this was helpful and informative. Informative. I went to time and I speaks really good. So tune in tomorrow. We have potluck with Donnie Lowe. I think I know who's going to be on the show tomorrow, Don, but I have to talk to him today and make sure he's still on. If not, we'll figure some shizzy to talk about. So we're going to end the show like we end every other show. If you like working with people that are just like you, have the same values that you are, the same passion for life, and love your family as much as we do, we're the people you definitely want to work with. You can reach us at eddiebuffaloinsurance@gmail.com. And what's the hotline, Don?
Hotline is 430-242-1006. 430-242-1006.
And for our Mexican friends in McAllen, Texas, what's the number for them, Don?
That number is easy. It's 430-242-1006.
So thank you for spending your time with us. And please put in the comments if you have questions or if something doesn't sound right to you or you don't understand it. I have no problem having me or Donnie calling you and trying to get you to understand, you know, in your head, so you can understand what we were talking about today.
Right.
So remember, everybody, life is definitely worth living. What do you got to do, Donnie?
You got to keep on fighting, baby.
You got to keep on fighting. So we'll see everybody tomorrow on Potluck with Donnie Lowe. Take care now.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.